I want to take the conversation to, I just want to, I get up and I meditate every morning. And I talk about, I get a lot out of meditation.
So you like to get into alignment, but then what? In other words, as you were sitting there thinking about your contribution to this conversation, what's the bottom line? What's the big deal? What is it you want to talk about here?
The joy of life, getting up and just living life one day at a time, and I love to get up in the morning. I go out and I drive around like Esther does.
So we get that, and we get that you do that mostly, and we get that you've been doing it for a long time, and we get that you'd really like that for others. All of that is the basis of this, but there's a question that we're hearing in there that's coming from you that you're not yet speaking. Can you speak it? It's like you're speaking the absolute obvious as far as we're concerned, because it's all we care about that you know. So you're speaking our message right here in this microphone. You're speaking our message, but there's something that's behind the words that you're saying. What is it? Is it and then what? Or is it and for what?
I'm so satisfied in life. I don't know. I just love is such a powerful thing, to get up and just to be love, and to love in every situation, and to
Here's what we would like you to hear from us, and we know this can be of value to you. And while there are a lot of people, even in this room, who have desires that are not yet met, and so you're annoying them a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. This answer, yes.
Here's what we would really like all of you to hear about this. So we talk about deliberate creation, and we talk about desires that you hold. And your implication here is that I don't currently have a desire that is not fulfilled, and so I'm in a state of complete satisfaction, which we know cannot possibly be true, because we are continually moving forward, and the universe just doesn't work that way. Where you stand is always launching desires, and you're always moving toward those desires. Now, it is possible that if you are a person that is continually launching new desires, and if you're alive in this body, you are, and you understand that turning yourself in the direction of those desires and talking about what you want and why you want it could keep you in a state of perpetual satisfaction. That for sure is a way that some people live life. But we want to talk about the variables in this, because first of all, nobody's really buying your story.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter whether anybody else is getting it or not, because this is a viable way to live. But we just want to show you how different people approach the contrast of life and what comes next. So life is always coming to you, because law of attraction is never turned off. And so something happens to which you respond. Now, if you respond on a really regular basis to what's happening, you're not really in control of your life experience. You could get really good at just deciding that you're not going to have a negative reaction to what comes. And if you get really good at not having a negative reaction to what comes, you're really not utilizing the contrast of the universe in the way that you intended. Because by knowing what you don't want, that's when you know what you do want. Let us stage this first, then we'll get deeper into the... So, life causes you to know you don't want that, so you want that. But as we just line up with it, and it comes, and then life shows you what you don't want and what you do want, then you line up with it, and so you move over there. And then I know a little bit what I don't want, I know a little bit what I do want, and I move over there. And so life just keeps moving in a productive and positive way, and there's no ever great range between strong knowing what you don't want and strong knowing what you do want. But consider this. So I know what I don't want, I know what I do want. I'm a responder to life, so I just keep complaining about it. So more of it comes. So I really know what I don't want, so I really know what I do want. But I don't make any focus toward what I do want. I instead talk about what's wrong. And so it gets stronger. So I really know what I don't want, so I really know what I do want. Till there's this strong gap, which a person would describe as dissatisfaction. And worse, a strong gap between where I'm standing most of the time and where my inner being is on the same subject. And that is a very uncomfortable state of being. So When someone like us comes into a conversation with people, we're encouraging that you tend to your vibration on a more regular basis. Don't let the gap get so big that you're in a state of strong negative emotion a lot of the time and in a state of strong desire that you feel that you can't receive. And it doesn't matter really how far apart you are. You can always find your way back. We've written lots of books with lots of processes to show you how to do that. But set that aside just for a little bit and hear the important piece that's coming out of this. It is important and it is new. When there's a big gap between where you usually hang around vibrationally and where your inner being usually hangs around vibrationally, humans usually accomplish one of two things. They either realize their emotional guidance system and start doing a more deliberate job of focusing on what they want, so that what they've asked for in their vortex starts flowing into their experience. Or they get so tired of feeling bad that they just turn off feeling. They say things like, I just don't care. I'm just not going to reach anymore for anything, because they feel their own negative emotion as a threat to themselves. So what we desire is that you understand that your emotions are your indicator of where you are and that there is nothing that is off limits. Sometimes people say, Abraham, you feel to me like you are a schizophrenic, because sometimes you say, focus on what you want, think about what you want, script it and set goals and talk to others about it and speak positively about what you want and make lists of positive aspects. And other times you say, just meditate, just cool your jets, just get into the receiving mode. Let what's already in the vortex flow into your experience. And we say both of those approaches are very helpful at different times. You just need to be able to discern what vibrational stance you're in when you turn on the gas. And we know for sure that when you stand often in a place of alignment, that the law of attraction causes momentum on that, and that momentum causes a big and robust life to come to you. It's not a limp, I'm satisfied. It's a, I can't get enough of this. And if that's not the case, then something else is going on. Either there's a deliberate attempt to suppress emotions, or, well, that's usually what it is. That's usually what it is. So we're not resistant to the idea that you feel satisfied a lot, but we do know for sure that there's a whole lot going on in your vortex, that if you would let yourself look in the direction of it, that you'd get your juices flowing. Are you sort of getting what we're talking about? This is the subject of law of attraction, and the subject of law of attraction is the subject of momentum. And whatever you give your attention to, momentum ensues. So if you give your attention to what you want, momentum happens and you get called that way. And if you give your attention on that subject to what you don't want, momentum happens and you get called in that direction. And that causes a splitting of energy that does not feel good. And so all you can do is let go of the conversation of what you don't want and turn in the direction of what you do want. But when you do that, all kinds of momentum begins to happen and your life gets bigger and faster. And there's not this, I'm contented or satisfied in the thing that I don't want more. All right, so now you talk.
Okay, so basically, I have a big life. I really do. I just have a simpler life, though. I do the simple stuff of doing stuff, and I'm kind of like the king of simplicity of helping people and service.
So did you have a point that you wanted to make with us here today, or a question?
I just wanted to bring some satisfaction. No, say that satisfaction thing. I just wanted to just get up here and be grateful and thankful. And I hear what you're saying. I do tend to suppress some stuff.
We've just never known anyone, and we know everyone. We've just never known anyone who is still in their physical body and still exposed to life that isn't still launching desires. And if you're launching desires, then you're feeling some emotion about it. And that emotion is the cutting edge of life. We never want to give anyone the impression that your goal in life is to get into a place where you don't feel contrast, because contrast is the stuff. It's the step one stuff of the equation. It's what puts the momentum in things. It's what puts everything that you want in your vortex, you see. And so sometimes it is as if we give you the impression that negative emotion is something that you want to avoid. And it brings about a sort of attitude of complacency, which is like putting a squelching or muting or limiting factor on your life experience, you see. And we just sort of want you to wake up and shake yourself a little bit and think about the things that you're still asking for, and let the powerful universal forces give you some enthusiasm for life. Because while satisfaction is a wonderful thing, in other words, we'd so rather that you feel calm and satisfied than negative emotion. But we would so much rather that you feel passion than complacency.
I do have passion. I have, I go to AA meetings and I have conversations about this in AA every day with people, and excited about life and uplifting, and just, I have a wife that gives me plenty of contrast, so I experience plenty of that. And I've had a big life, and I just enjoy being part of this show, and to be a cooperative component. And just,
so we hear everything you say, and we are not disagreeing with anything that you say, but there's something really good for us. There's a really good nugget here, so let's just stay here until we conclude it together.
Okay.
We're almost there. So your first words did not include any of the conversation about contrast, and that's fine. In other words, that's that forward-looking, positive conversation that is very helpful and uplifting to offer to other people. What we're getting at here is that the universe is responding to your vibration at all times, and not to your words. While sometimes words can guide you into emotions or into vibrations, how you feel is the strongest indication of your vibration. So we're just going to throw out some choices, and if you want to play, we'd like you to. So as you're moving through most days, do you think you lean more toward enthusiasm?
Yeah, absolutely. I do. I'm excited. I'm excited about, like, I love driving around and seeing the birds and playing and stuff, and just off doing my things that I'm doing, and enthused about going and doing my stuff. Real simple stuff, but I really am enthusiastic about living life and creating life and being alive. And I love, I play with license plates, and you show me numbers, and I just alignment shows all over the place. And so I'm enthused about that.
And so when you're sitting there, and now you're sitting here, and you have a lot of people who are interested in what you have to say, and we really are interested in what you have to say. And you have a sentence or two or three or four or five in which to express what you'd like anyone who's looking on to know about your philosophy of life and what life has shown you. What is it?
Now,
there's no enthusiasm in that tone right there at all.
No.
So this is a big platform, and there are a lot of people who want to hear this. So what is it that you would like to say?
I'd like to say that I'm so happy to be alive and to be a participant in bringing new states of being to this planet, and to be able to allow my vortex to manifest and share that with people, and be thrilled with the process of life, and looking forward to new situations that are going to thrill me and jag me a little bit once in a while, and give me opportunity to have experience with people and situations. And
we think that's a powerful message.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.